Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
We are on the record in the 13th Judicial District, the District Court of Elk County, Kansas. This matter comes on for hearing in number 14 CR 42, State of Kansas versus Richard Brian Heisel, County Attorney Jill Gillette for the state. Is Mr. Heisel present?
Yes, ma'am.
Very well. Mr. Heisel, we're here on a bench warrant that was served on you, alleging that you failed to return from a court-approved furlough of your jail sentence as ordered on April 20, you return April 27th, 2015 at 1:30. You had, I'm appearing for Judge Lee today because at the time you were going through the court system, he was the Elk County attorney. And so I'm going to fill in for him on this as judge.
Okay.
Sir, you were originally sentenced January 7 of 2015 after pleading no contest to count one, driving while suspended, a third or subsequent offense, and count two, interference with law enforcement. These were both misdemeanors. You were sentenced to concurrent terms in the county jail of 90 days. And then your attorney and then County Attorney Joe Lee came to an agreement that for personal reasons, you would be given a furlough from your jail sentence on the condition that you reappear at a date set specifically at the end of the 60 days, that date being April 27, 2015 at 1:30. You were to report back to the jail at that time and serve the remainder of any days you had left on your sentence, but you did not allegedly. And so at this time, we can set this for hearing if you wish to challenge this matter or have counsel aid you in.
I would rather run it. I didn't have it. Once I went back, it was for a hernia surgery. I didn't have my transportation and went out and I called up here to Elk County, but that's 9 years ago. You know what I mean? I called up here to let them know that I didn't have transportation, and I called before I made this trip to talk to the district attorney's assistant, who said that it was all cleared up. Or she would give me a call back. Well, I mean, it's neither here nor there. It happened. You know what I mean? I did call. I did have a problem with my hernia, but I would rather just get this out of the way today.
All right. So are you waiving any rights to an attorney at this time and representing yourself today?
Yes, ma'am.
I see you had Attorney Martin before, but you want to waive that and represent yourself.
Yes, I'd rather. I mean, I believe 12.
Let me ask you a question, Mr. Heisel. Is anyone making you appear on your own behalf today and represent yourself?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Nobody. I just know that I had 12 or 18 days left on.
Okay, sir. Well, let me talk. Then
Okay.
I will have the record reflect that you're knowingly and voluntarily waiving any right to attorney, that you do understand that you can hire an attorney or apply for court appointed. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And representing yourself, you are telling me that you do have the right to an evidentiary hearing to challenge this, but you don't want to do that. You don't want to set this over for evidentiary hearing. You want to admit that you did not return when you were supposed to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm guessing so.
Okay,
I want to get I'm 50 years old. I have very little legal stuff that's binding against me, and I just like to get it all behind me. You know what I mean? So I could go on and live a normal life.
All right, well, let me speak again. So it is your position that you don't need to challenge this and make the state prove you didn't come back. Is that right?
Okay.
And
Okay.
All right, so you do not want it, the state to have to prove it. You agree or stipulate that you did not come back when you were supposed to.
Yes, ma'am. I will agree with that. Hey, I have diabetes. Can I get a drink of water? My mouth is dry. I can barely talk right now.
Sure you can, but I will just tell you that I'm going to order that you be remanded to the custody of the sheriff and you serve the balance of your sentence unless, Ms. Gillette, you have any other recommendation?
Judge, I was going to recommend a reduced sentence and have him be released on Sunday.
A reduced sentence?
Yeah, he's got a new pending driving while suspended. When he got arrested, he got arrested. He still has a suspended license. It'll be a fourth or subsequent, and we filed that today, so he'll have a first appear on that case today.
All right. Well, Mr. Heisel, it sounds like you did yourself a favor by absconding because you're getting your sentence reduced. I would have just made you serve it all, but while I approve the recommendation that you get the reduced sentence and early release on Sunday, you're not out of the woods because you still have other matters, new matters to deal with. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. So I'm going to remand you to the custody of the sheriff. What time do you want him released Sunday, Miss Gillette?
I was going to say 5. He's going to have to find a ride, so I was going to say 5 o'clock and let him find a ride.
I've got a ride. I have family here. I could find a ride.
All right. You can be released at 5 p.m. And what does that reduce his sentence by, if you know how many days? He had 20 days credit in the sentencing, if I read the journal entry right and remember.
Yeah, he had like 10 more to do, so it reduces him down. So he would have had 10 more days out of 30, so I'm thinking it would reduce him to.
Okay.
He's been in since he got arrested on
Friday,
the 23rd.
All right. Well, if you'll put the amount of time in the journal entry, Miss Gillette,
I will.
and also put that he can be released 5 p.m. Sunday. But Mr. Heisel, don't violate any more laws because
no, ma'am. I won't. You got my word on that.
All right. Well, I'll let you go so you can get your drink of water.
Okay,
So
thank you.
further, we'll be in recess.
Do that right now. So you give me a drink of water? I mean, my lips are sticking to my teeth.
All right. Well, you can go back with the sheriff now unless she needs you to sit there with the other defendant.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you guys.
You're welcome. We're in recess on Heisel.
Next matter we'll take up is State versus Richard Heisel, 26 TR 105. Are you Richard Heisel?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Heisel, this is your first appearance. You were present when I went over the rights earlier.
Yes.
Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
And with that, you are charged as follows in this case, with driving while on a suspended license, a fourth or subsequent event that's alleged to have occurred on or about February 23rd of 26 in Elk County, when your driving privileges have been suspended with apparently priors. That would be, if convicted, a Class A non-person misdemeanor. An A misdemeanor, the maximum punishment is up to 1 year in the county jail and a fine not to exceed $2,500. Those are the maximums. Additionally, depending on why a person's license is suspended, there can be mandatory minimums on certain offenses. For example, if somebody's license is suspended due to a DUI and they're driving, then there could be, I believe, a required 90 days. But there would be a mandatory minimum of 5 days. A person can be placed on probation. However, if it's a second or subsequent, there is a period of time that a person would be required to serve a minimum of 5 days.
Okay.
Now, number 2 is a traffic infraction, there is no fine on an infraction, no jail sentence on an infraction, and that is you did not have your tag illuminated or no tag lamp. Basically, the light over your
Right. License plate light.
So at this time, I'm going to ask if you wish to plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest. If you wish to speak with an attorney, either one that you hire or wish to have one appointed to you, then you should plead not guilty at this time. If you wish to negotiate a plea, either through an attorney or yourself with the county attorney's office, your plea should be not guilty as well. I would reset this matter for a later date, and then we consider a bond if you're being held solely on this bond.
I'm going to plead not guilty on this, Your Honor.
Very well. We'll set this down. Are you going to be requesting an attorney?
I'm going to try to hire my own. I mean, I don't know the word to use for it, but I'm going to try to hire my own.
All right.
I have somebody in mind that I'm going to talk to.
What I'll do is set a hearing date in approximately 30 days. Ask the clerk to look for a date for that.
Okay.
If you make bond, then if you're being held on this case solely and are on bond, then you would need to appear. We'll set it by Zoom, but you and your attorney. Now, if you're not going to hire an attorney and want a court appointed, you need to, long before that date, submit the application so that we're not just starting from scratch 30 days later.
Okay, Judge, let me ask you that you guys had told me earlier that I would be released out of here Sunday at 5 o'clock. So
I didn't tell you anything in that regard. Now, you may have had another case before Judge Webster.
Yes, it was a female judge, and I said I would be released Sunday at 5 p.m. So then I would have time to look for an attorney out there. How's that going to work?
That's fine.
Will I be released Sunday at 5 so that I will be able to?
Well, I'm going to go over what the bond is on this. I don't, and counsel correct me, has there been a bond that's been set or on this case? It doesn't appear to be.
It's by schedule so far, Your Honor.
Okay, there's nothing filed with the court.
Okay.
Fourth or subsequent, I'd set the bond at $2,500 cash or surety. So if I'm setting your bond at $2,500 cash or surety to be sure that you show up as directed. And if you're able to post that bond, then you need to appear on the date that we get. Aaron, what date do you have available?
Judge, we can do that April 1 at 10 o'clock.
Okay, April 1st at 10 a.m. If you're in custody, then they'll bring you down. We'll do it like you're doing today. If you're out on bond, you need to call in advance, shortly in advance. Be sure you know how to use the device. If you don't know how to utilize a device to do that, you can appear at the sheriff's office. Looks like there's another individual doing that today, and we would conduct a hearing that way. Anything further at this time concerning Mr. Heisel?
No.
Very well. This matter is adjourned and he can be returned to his cell.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Second, there was a message left for you by probation on October 15th saying you missed your date and needed to appear October 16th by 9 a.m. Failed to report. You understand that charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Third, submitted a urine sample November 24th, test positive for marijuana. You understand that charge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Fatika, as to the final hearing?
Your Honor, we'd like to waive the final hearing, accept responsibility for Mr. Strickland's misconduct, and resolve the violations today.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's your plea to those allegations?
I'm guilty.
So I'll accept your guilty plea and find you guilty. What in the world seems to be the problem?
I'm going to be completely honest with you.
Try it once, because you haven't been the entire time you've been on probation. Go ahead.
I believe I'm unprobationable, and back in 2023, when I was sentenced to probation, I recall you saying that you thought I wouldn't be able to complete probation, and I believe that to be true. I don't think I will complete probation.
Why not?
I just believe that I'm unprobationable.
What makes somebody unprobationable?
I like smoking weed.
Okay.
I've tried to quit since I was 12 years old. I can't. I've done treatment over and over and over and over.
You can't.
I haven't gotten any different results.
Right. Well, the problem is, it's not that you can't. The problem is that you won't. That's the problem.
Yes, sir.
You don't want to. So am I to assume then, how old are you now?
21.
Am I to assume that when you're 61, you're going to be holed up in some place smoking pot? Is that the assumption?
I'm not sure where I'll be when I'm 61.
Yeah. Well, when you're 25, are you going to be sitting around in a room smoking pot?
No, Your Honor. I'm hoping that I'll have a good paying job and I will be supporting my family.
Okay. Well, how can, you just told me that you can't stop smoking pot. So are you going to find a way to stop smoking pot when you just told me you can't stop smoking pot?
I mean, I believe I can for a certain amount of time, but I always end up not lasting very long.
Did you ever think that maybe you better figure out why that is?
I've tried to figure out why, and I've continued to get the same results. I'll make it a certain amount of time and end up going right back to it.
Okay. Boy, you got a severe lack of understanding of where you're at in your life. Sit down. Mr. Fatika.
Good morning, Your Honor. I think Mr. Strickland, I think, is trying to be candid. I'd like to highlight the fact that he has completed NeoCap, JTP, decision points, and
To what end?
well, he keeps falling back into smoking weed, but again, he's been candid with the court as well as the probation officer. He's been employed. As he said, he's 21 years old. He's been on probation since November of 23. He's paid $930 toward restitution totaling $13,000. We'd ask you to consider all those factors in deciding your sentence.
How many days does he have, Ms. Randazzo?
429 days total, Your Honor.
All right, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report again and the drug and alcohol evaluation. Listen to Mr. Strickland, reviewed the entire record, considered all the provisions in 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. Well, you have proven your self-fulfilled prophecy has come true. You're not probationable. So I'm going to terminate your community control. I'm going to sentence you to 17 months in prison with credit for 429 days and the costs. When you get out, you might be on post-release control for up to 2 years under the parole authority. If you violate the conditions of post-release control, the parole authority could return you to prison for up to 8.5 months. If your violation is a new felony, you could get an additional consecutive prison sentence for the violation, the maximum of which is the greater of 12 months or the time left under post-release control. Anything else, Mr. Fatica?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck, Jack. When I get the entry, I'll send it to you. Thanks. Good luck.
I'm his grandma, and I'm husband. And I